Hello friends. I hate to say it, but I'm that person that started a YouTube channel and then dipped out. I'm a flake. So I am currently now in my 8th month of my gray hair grow out. And there's a reason why I was MIA. I hate to say it. So the last video I recorded was right before the Christmas holidays, and it was a distracting time, and I knew that I was going to take a bit of a break. Well, then after the holidays went past, I ended up in a bit of a funk, like a little bit of a depressive state, and I really just kind of felt like I wasn't really sure what I had to offer, if anyone, if my voice was a beneficial one that needed to be heard in the noise of how many voices there are. So I doubted myself. I doubted that I had anything to share as far as like how to do hair, how to, embrace your wavy hair, how to grow your gray hair out. I figured there were people who had been doing all of those things for longer than me, people who actually worked in those fields. I'm not a hairdresser, I'm not an esthetician, I'm not a, I'm only 8 months into my silver grow out journey, and I just kind of felt like, well, there's people that know more about everything that I'm interested in, so what do I have to offer? Anyone with anxiety can probably relate to all of that. So anyway, we're just gonna be talking while I do my hair. This is just water. It's in a Flairosol because I prefer to add my stylers to soaking wet hair. Water retention is just really important for wavy hair. And I am gonna be using AG hairstyling products. I'm gonna use the Cloud Mousse and the Beach Balm. Yeah, Beach Balm, not Beach Balm. So anyway, I decided my voice didn't have anything to offer, which is a super negative way of thinking. I was feeling really alone and really doubting anything that I had kind of put out there. Like, does anyone care? And I do know that people do care, but it was just the way I was feeling at the time. Anyway, then as soon as I kind of got my self back in a good headspace, we were all quarantined because of coronavirus. And then it became a weird thing of like, how do you share hair stuff in the midst of people going through the stress of being high risk, and also the stress of families losing their main source of income? Like, it just seemed frivolous. So I have been active on my other social media platforms. Facebook, of course, is just my private one where I get to hear the opinion of the kid I sat next to in 7th grade science. And then Instagram, I am always active on. I feel less pressure on Instagram to share hair stuff and all of that. So if you're following me here on YouTube, you might want to hang out with me over there too. I also downloaded TikTok. Before you roll your eyes, it's hilarious and so fun. I'll share a little bit of that. So yeah, I have still been active on social media, but kind of doubting my presence here on YouTube. But we're done with that. I keep saying I'm sorry. So we're done with that. We're gonna do my hair and you'll be able to see where I'm at 8 months of my grow out. I also got a new haircut since I've been gone. I got some bangs or fringe, depending on where you're watching me from. I absolutely love them, but obviously hair salons have been closed and I'm high risk, so even when they reopened, I'm not racing out to them. So they're wildly too long. My hair's in desperate need of reshaping. So that was the AG Cloud Mousse that I put in my hair and kind of moved it in all different directions. I'm gonna go in with the Beach Balm. This is a cream. It does give me a super light cast. So I'm not gonna follow it with the gel today. I'm just gonna use these 2 products. And you can hear that my hair is soaking wet. It's not dripping, but my hair is saturated. It allows for my waves to stay hydrated and the product to really distribute well. So I have not done anything amazing over this whole quarantine time other than recommit to my fitness. And I've also recommitted to reading. Reading is one of my favorite pastimes, but I had gotten away from it. It started when I was studying anatomy for my personal training certification years ago, and reading just became schoolwork, and I wasn't really doing it for fun. So since quarantine, I've really gotten back into reading for fun and reading a lot. I prefer reading young adult, fantasy, sci-fi type stuff. Like, that's my favorite. It always has been. I'm also a big lover of comics. So that's what we've really been doing for quarantine. I do have 3 kids that live at home, so there has been schoolwork, but I have to be honest, I'm the mom who's not really been enforcing it. Our kids just went to a pass-fail, and they all have good grades, so I'm really just requiring them to check in and see what the topics are. So I'm the flaky mom. Whoops. I micropop my hair just with a t-shirt just to get out some of the excess water. Some people with wavy and curly hair will do what's called plopping, where they will wrap their hair up in their t-shirt. That tends to give me a lot of really wonky wave patterns. So I just gather my hair at the bottom and gently bring it up towards the top and gently squeeze out some of the excess water. I'm gonna go disappear and wash my hands and be right back. So I prefer diffusing. If you air dry, you literally would just walk around like this and let the air dry your hair. Self-explanatory. I'm using the Dyson diffuser. This is a luxury item. This by no means is necessary to have, care for your waves. I do prefer this diffuser. It cuts my drying time almost in half, which is a big deal for me. I do have psoriasis, and I work out and have pretty sweaty workouts, so I do wash my hair more often than a lot of women with wavy and curly hair. I also diffuse to 100%, meaning I do not like to air dry. So because I wash a little bit more often than a lot of people, and I diffuse every single time, I find the value in this. Someone who maybe only washes once a week or prefers to air dry, I would definitely not recommend going ham here. So this diffuser runs hotter than most diffusers. Anyone who tells you it doesn't, in my opinion, is lying. I do lots of different types of diffusing techniques, and I'll go over them all with you. I tend to go no higher than the lowest heat setting and then no heat. So those are the 2 settings that I use. The types of diffusing that I use are hover diffusing, where it's away from your head. This is where I go to a medium speed and a low heat. And that just really helps set your cast for your hair without manipulating it too much. I also do what's called direct diffusing, and that's when you're here or here, meaning you're not really moving it around, but you are directly on your hair. I also do pixie diffusing. Pixie diffusing, you turn it all the way off, gather your hair and bring it up, then turn it on. That way you're not kind of blowing hair all around as you're moving it around. And when you're pixie diffusing, you want to leave it in place for a solid 15 to even 30 seconds. So I just hover diffused for about 5 minutes. And when I do that, I'm focusing really on the roots and changing the direction of my hair so that I can actually get airflow to the roots so that they dry. I'm kind of rambling. Now I'm going to go in and do direct diffusing for a little bit, and I am still flipping my part when I do this because I prefer volume, and this is one of the ways to kind of create volume. And now I finish off my diffusing with pixie diffusing, and that's where I keep the dryer turned off, cut my hair, and then turn it on. And I'm gonna keep this on low speed and no heat for this part. So my hair is dry, and if you are newer to styling your hair wavy or curly, you might end up with this crunchiness when your hair is dry and think, this is not for me. that is just the cast of the product around your waves or curls, helping to support them, and you're gonna break that up. It's called scrunching out the crunch. If you are following the Curly Girl method or have been styling your hair wavy or curly for a while, you'll be familiar with the term. You'll see it on social media a lot too. And this is how you break that cast up. Now you can put some oil or cream in your hand if you are really concerned about frizz, or you can use a silk scarf to do this. I like a little bit of frizz, I'm not gonna lie. So I just go in with my hands and with a scrunching motion and start breaking that cast up. I also flip my hair in different directions while I'm doing this, because again, I like volume. I really don't like my hair being stuck in any one place. And now that it is dry, you can start to see where my growth is at just a little bit past 8 months of being hair color free. I've really been enjoying it. I have to say, I haven't hit a phase or a place yet where I have considered coloring it again at all. It's not even that I love the color of my gray so much, although I do. It's not what I thought it was going to be though, and I think that that is where people can start to get a little shaky in their resolve of like, do I really want to do this? It's not what I thought it was going to be. I assumed mine would be a darker slate gray, just because my hair's always been darker. I was not prepared for the brightness of it. So yeah, that's been kind of fun. I have found that even though I've always had darker hair and assumed that even my gray would be darker, I assumed that I couldn't have light hair. I've never been one to like try to go blonde or anything because I really felt like my coloring called for darker hair. But I'm really finding that the brightness of my silver, I find it brightens my face. Like I like it. I like it a lot. So if you're at a place where you're not loving yours, I do strongly suggest finding channels like this where I'm talking about my silver journey. There are Facebook groups. Instagram has a ton of silver support. Even places like TikTok, which is a primarily younger demographic. There's a lot of support out there for us silver sisters. So as you can see, even though I have this wavy shag hairstyle, my fringe or bangs are so overgrown that it obviously overpowers my face. So we are flipping them up and off to the side. My hair is all the way dry. Most of the cast has been fluffed out. And this is what I'm left with. So products that I used, and even things that I didn't show on here, is I used the AG Hair Boost and Balance shampoo and conditioner. It has apple cider vinegar in it, and I have found that it really helps keep my silvers really bright, and it's also great on my scalp. Again, I have psoriasis, so I deal with a lot of itchiness, and it's just a really great combination. It's AG Boost and Balance. Are sold at Ulta. I would definitely wait till they're on sale. They are buy one get one quite frequently. And then the AG Cloud, this is I guess we'd classify it as a mousse, but it's more like a foam. It's very light and airy, allows for some extra volume for sure. And the Beach Balm. Those are the products that I used. Loving it. So I would love to hear from you in the comments. Are you on your silver hair journey? How long have you been silver? Have you found shampoos and conditioners that you like, that you feel really bring out the brightness of your hair? Also, I want to hear if you're struggling, like if you're having a hard moment. I'd like to know about it. So yeah, if you find that you enjoy my gray hair grow out, please hit subscribe, like this video if you like to see content like it, share it with your friends or in groups that you're in if you feel like it could bring a little joy. I'll see you again next time.